Hey, Dr. Bob here with Carolina Value Pet Care. If you're watching this video, we want you to, for a very simple reason, because we had a discussion about environmental and seasonal allergies. So I'm going to give you a little bit more of a kind of a snapshot. So I still encourage you, please, please, please read the handout if you have an opportunity. I understand people are sometimes limited with time. So hopefully in just a few minutes, I'm going to be able to give you sort of an overview of what you need to know about environmental and seasonal allergies. In brief, why do we suspect your dog has environmental and or seasonal allergies? Because your dog's biting, scratching, licking, itching, chewing. And these are the two most common causes for allergies in dogs. Not fleas, but seasonal and or environmental allergies. Now, unfortunately, we live in the Southeast. We live in North Carolina. This is unfortunately in the Southeast. This is the worst area in the country for primarily seasonal allergies, but also environmental allergies as well. I can't tell you how many times we get people coming down from another part of the country, never had any allergies. They hit North Carolina after about a year, boom, these dogs start to explode with allergies. It's just a real problem in this area. But in brief, when we're looking at seasonal allergies, we're looking at plant pollens, and this is actually going to be broken down into spring, summer, autumn. The three different seasons when plants are actually actively growing and producing pollen. During the spring, it's primarily from trees and flowers. During the summer, it's primarily pollens from grass. During the autumn, it's primarily pollens from weeds. Now, there's an overlap, but that's kind of a distinct difference. With the the environmental allergies, this is primarily from house dust, dust mites, molds, and mildews, things that are inside your house. Those are going to be the primary triggers. And now, typically with a seasonal allergy, again, it's spring, summer, autumn. Environmental allergies, they have a tendency or can be throughout the year. So keep that in consideration. So these are the dogs that are, again, biting, scratching, licking, itching, chewing, having ear problems, chewing at their feet constantly, just randomly scratching all over, and they don't have fleas. And again, most of the dogs we see don't have fleas because we have such good and effective flea products available to you, not the junk from the pet stores, okay? In brief, there's different ways that we can try to manage it. What I usually reach for, I will generally reach for a form of cortisone, which I may have done for your dog today. If I use the cortisone, I can't use it continuously because of the side effects, but it does work beautifully for short-term use, usually 3 to 5 weeks. We do have for longer-term management, we also have a medication called Apoquel, which is a pill, and we also have an injection called Cytopoint. They work beautifully for most dogs. They don't work with every dog. But that discussion would come a little bit later if we would choose to go with the Apoquel or the Cytopoint with management. Lots of other things I can recommend. Please read the handout in those regards. The things that I highly recommend, start making a ritual of wiping your dog down using water and a washcloth. No pet wipes, no baby wipes. You're going to start making a ritual of wiping them down on a regular basis, primarily the face, the feet, but do the whole body. But you also got to do the other dogs as well that are in the house, because you're trying to remove pollens before they bring them back in the house during spring, summer, autumn, and also trying to remove like house dust and things of that nature. Most of the exposure pets are getting is actually from breathing, and we don't have a means of being able to manage or control that, unfortunately. Masks just aren't effective tool for dogs like they can be for people. So if you start making a ritual of wiping them down, that's not going to solve their problem, but it certainly could make a difference for a lot of the pets, and we do get clients who do see a difference. So start doing that on a regular basis. I do talk about using fish oils. Fish oils won't stop the itch, but they can actually help with the skin health to try to make it a better barrier, to try to keep pollens and dust out of the body from absorption through the skin or migration into the body through the skin. But again, understand, breathing is the primary source of contamination or exposure to the pollens and dust in the first place. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit of a snapshot. I do have more information, as I mentioned repeatedly, on the handout. Take the time to read that, but hopefully that'll give you an overview of the allergies and how we can try to manage them. And if you have more questions or if we need to see you back, we'll be available for you. Thanks for joining.